right, we know how to graph a quadratic function that's given to us in standard form. Let's see how to graph one that's given to us in messed up form. This is y equals 2x squared minus 8x plus 4. We know it's a quadratic because it's y equals a second degree expression in x. But we need to get it into y equals a parenthesis x minus h parenthesis squared plus k form. Let's go through these steps to do it. We're going to complete the square on the right side. Step 1, we're going to move the number that doesn't have an x over with the y. So it's y minus 4 equals 2x squared minus 8. Let's turn it backwards. We'll have 2x squared minus 8x equals y minus 4. Great, so all we have are the x squared and the x alone on the left side. Step 2, we're going to factor out the coefficient of x squared, not the least common denominator or common factor. No, we're only pulling out the number that's multiplying x squared and nothing else. And be sure to pull it out of both terms on that side. Step 3, now we're going to do this step where we're going to add to both sides 1/2 times parenthesis the coefficient of x and then square it. We're going to add that to both sides. So on the left side, you see we have 2 on the outside, parenthesis, x squared minus 4x plus 1/2 parenthesis negative 4, because negative 4 is the coefficient of x, and square it. And then do the same thing to the other side. The other side is y minus 4. Okay, stop. We're going to add the same thing, the bracket, but there's more than the bracket that we added on the left side. We added 2 times the bracket because there's a factor of 2 out in front of the parentheses. We must do exactly the same thing to the other side. So make sure that you don't just put 1/2 negative 4 squared. You have to put the 2 out in front of the bracket. Step 4, we are going to simplify inside brackets only. 2 parenthesis x squared minus 4x plus bracket negative 2 squared equals y minus 4 plus 2 parenthesis minus 2 squared. Okay, that was just simplifying inside the brackets. Next, we're going to factor the left side. And to do that, actually, we're going to clean up the right side. Just bring the left side down. And let's clean up. Negative 2 squared gives us 4. So it's 2 times positive 4 on the right side. Okay. And that, I'm sorry, 2 times 2, and that gives us 4. So we have 2 parenthesis x squared minus 4x plus bracket negative 2 squared, leave it in the bracket, equals y plus 4 when we simplify the right side. Okay, now we're ready to do step 6, where we're going to factor the left side. Now we're using the formula in the notes that we saw. And if you want to think of the formula, or if you'd rather not, just think of it as 2 parenthesis x minus the stuff in the bracket, including the sign, x plus a negative 2 squared, which is x minus 2 squared. Bring down the right side. Let's turn this backwards, so we have y plus 4 equals 2 parenthesis x minus 2 squared. Now this is almost in the proper form. All we have to do is move the positive 4 from the left side to the right side by subtracting it. And now look at this. Last step, you can see we have exactly y equals a parenthesis x minus h squared plus k form. Now you can just compare these two, because this is step 7. We're doing the actual graph. When you compare these two, you see a equals 2, which is a positive number, which implies a happy face parabola. And the vertex hk ordered pair equals 2, negative 4. And the axis of symmetry is x equals the h value, x equals 2. So all we need to do is take that information and find the y-intercept. To find the y-intercept, we let x equals 0 in the equation. It gives us y equals 0 minus 2 squared minus 4. That simplifies to positive 4. So that gives us the ordered pair xy equals 0, 4. For the y-intercept. So we graph the y-intercept 0, 4. We graph the vertex. We graph the axis of symmetry. We use the symmetry to do the sketch around the axis of symmetry. And we identify the domain. The x values included in this graph is everything from negative infinity to positive infinity. That's a domain. And the range is everything smallest to the largest, everything from negative 4, including negative 4, because there's actually a point there, all the way up to y equals infinity.